This is a certified hood classic.
That's right. Hands up. It's time. All rise. Hands, if you're able and willing, as they say at NASCAR races. Welcome, everybody. We got a case. It's Friday, and it's Florida Friday, so I'm ready.
Yeah, Creed, we got some first appearance action happening. The picture is a little smaller. I know everybody's noticed. It's because the attorney is usually standing there where the bearded gentleman is.
Nah.
He is on his cam today. He's camming.
See that.
So be a little bit different, but you know what? Same results, same shit. We're ready for it.
I'm ready.
First case is Laura Wright.
Laura has been
Loving
wrong.
You is wrong. I don't want to be Laura Wright.
Good morning, Miss Wright. You're here for first appearance, ma'am. Your daughter is in the courtroom. Miss Wright, you've been accused of one count of burglary with a battery. Miss Wright, there is probable cause for this charge in the complaint. You have some criminal history. It's not horrible. The problem you've got, this is a very serious charge.
Question.
I got a question too.
Yes.
The video hasn't moved at all.
Oh, it hasn't?
No.
Oh, my God. So that is so freaking weird. So I've got the two different screens like you had the other day with the thing. Hang on a second. Let me take that.
By the way, in case anybody's wondering, we had a huge technical hiccup right before we went live. I didn't know if Creed was going to make it back. So
I told you they're working. Perfect timing when Creed gets his new router and all that shit. Absolutely perfect timing. To have
everybody in the chat, that is not a Creed frame.
Yeah.
First case is Laura Wright.
All right. Let's see if it's. Why is this not? I need to.
You make sense here again?
No, I've got it. It will not let me. Oh, that's yours. Never
That's
mind.
mine right there. Yeah.
Hold up. That's what's really throwing me off.
I was prepared in case you didn't come back.
Probably a good idea. Like I said, I meant to message it. It kind of flickered a couple of times.
Right.
She's moving.
There we go. We're in business.
Oh, that's so strange. We've never had that one before.
Right. Miss Wright, you're here
That's
for
a new
first
one.
appearance, ma'am. Your daughter is in the courtroom. Miss Wright.
Daughter.
Oh, I was going to ask you. I mean, maybe today.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, let's do
maybe,
that.
Yeah, maybe today's the day to do that.
By the way, he said daughter correctly.
Daughter. I was just touching his titties.
Burglary with a battery. Miss Wright, there is probable cause for this charge in the complaint. You have some criminal history. It's not horrible. The problem you've got, this is a very serious charge you've got, a burglary with battery, that is. I've read the complaint. I'm aware it's not your typical burglary with battery. There's some other ownership, landlord type issues involved. It's not what you think of when you think of burglary with battery, but still
it's stopped again, hasn't it?
You're going to get a pretty high bond because
no,
of the type of charge it is.
He's Creed frame.
Attorneys have any additional information before I set that bond.
He's just checking out the lady.
Robert, I don't have anything additional.
Please don't be like this all day.
Thank you, Ms. Bremer.
Your Honor, the state requests a reasonable bond, no contact with the property or the victim.
Creed did a ton of drugs before the show.
Apparently so. I like how we cover him up when I put up a chat.
There's no contact with the property. I think the allegations are that
Ready?
Ownership is an issue since someone passed away. I don't want to ask her anything about the case that may incriminate her, ma'am.
Ooh, so it's one of those situations where it's like family.
Who owns the property according to your understanding? Okay. And his name was Kyle?
Kyle.
There's someone else claiming to own the property, though.
Was it Alley Cat? Did she claim to own the property?
So it's a joint ownership kind of thing. And then who the rent was due to is kind of what led to the disagreement. Okay. Ms. Wright, given the type of charge you have, ma'am, your bond's going to be $25,000 cash or surety. Now, cash or surety means that she can go through a bondsman or she can put up all the money. If you go through a bondsman or if someone else goes through a bondsman for her, what they charge you will depend upon their review of the case. They may take 10%, they may take less than that. They may take 5% and let you make payments. That's up to them. But 10% would be $2,500. 5% would be half that, $1,250. The bond does have a condition of no contact with the alleged victim and no contact with the property temporarily, especially if she has ownership interest. We need to figure this out before we have any further contact. Okay. Ms.
Yes,
Wright,
sir.
do you have any questions, ma'am?
Don't be hurting the property.
In the courtroom, do you have any questions? No. All right, Ms. Wright, wish you the best. As soon as that bond's posted, you'll be released. Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
ma'am, you may want to contact the bondsman or an attorney. It's up to you. Yes, ma'am. The next one on the list that has friends or family here is Eric Wade.
Sweet too.
Where you have a friend in the courtroom. You're here for one charge of sale of alpha PHP. Mr. Wade,
Alpha?
that's a second degree
What's
felony.
alpha PHP?
I looked at your criminal history. It looks like you've been to prison before for sale of a controlled substance. Is that right, Mr. Wade? Have you been to prison before for that?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Wade, given that, I'm going to set your bond at $35,000 cash or surety. You've got a condition of random urinalysis on your bond. Cash or surety means you don't have to come up with all the money. You can go through a bondsman, Mr. Wade. It's up to you if you go through a bondsman or not, and what you pay them is something you negotiate with them. And whether you pay the whole bond or not, it's entirely up to you. But you can have you are subject to random urinalysis, drug testing if you do post bond. Mr. Wade, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
I wish you the best, sir. Next one that has friends or family here on my list is Brian Harvey. Mr. Harvey, good morning. Mr. Harvey, your daughter and your son are in the courtroom. You've been accused of one count of sale of cocaine and one count of one count of sale of a controlled substance, which is alpha PHP. So those are two second-degree felonies you've been
What
accused
the
of.
hell is that?
According to the criminal history I looked at
I'm
this
looking it
morning,
up.
you've been to prison before for possession. Is that
It's
accurate?
a psychotropic substance.
Mr. Harvey, I'm going to set you the same bond I set Mr.
I've
Wade.
just never heard it. I've heard of PHP. I've just never heard of alpha before. So that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Alpha PHP, known as PV7, alpha PHP, APHP, and APHP, is a lesser known novel stimulant substance.
Is that like something new that's popular now in Florida?
It's structurally related to MDPV, which is a successor to the designer drug of the same name. There's a lot of stuff about that. Yeah, so it's kind of new. To me, at least. I'm not a drug addict.
I just tried to zoom this 500%, but it's not doing anything.
It'd probably make it really distorted.
I just wanted to try it. Just to see. Wait. Hold on a second.
Barefoot Wade.
And then,
By the way, don't forget tomorrow night, guys. There'll be no PHP, but there will be some slap fighting. Make sure you're there for the live 420 event. Slap fighting 420. It is going to be the dankest slap fight ever.
oh
Cam,
God.
do you have any questions?
Now I lost my spot.
Possession. Is that accurate, Mr. Harvey? First case is Laura Wright, $5,000 bond. You've been in prison
Where
for
were we?
drugs before, Mr. Harvey. It's just not
Right
something
there.
we're going to tolerate in the community. If you're convicted of this, you're very likely going to face a prison sentence. If you're convicted, you haven't been, you have the right to post bond, Mr. Harvey, okay?
Your Honor, is there a condition of no?
Yes, there's a condition of random urinalysis. Does friend or family have any questions in Mr. Harvey's case? No? Next one has friends or family here is Kon Smalls.
Biggie.
Oh, is that it?
Mr. Smalls, good morning. You're here because you've been accused of one
Thank
count
God.
of sale of alpha PHP, Mr. Smalls. You've got very little, no prior history, Mr. Smalls. There is probable cause in the complaint. I'm going to set you a bond. Your mother and your girlfriend and your friend are here, Mr. Smalls. And Miss Bremer,
Wow.
state on Mr. Smalls' case.
The state just protects no possession or consumption.
Mr. McDaniel.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Smalls, for sale of a controlled substance.
Yeah, 5:30 East on the main channel. Members only.
That's a second-degree felony. I typically set a $25,000 bond if the person has little or no prior criminal history, no significant drug history. So your bond is $25,000. It's cash or surety. Cash or surety means you can go through a bondsman, or you can come up with all. You can come up with all of it. That's fine. If you want to go through a bondsman, that's fine too.
Probably.
Mr. Smalls, if bond's posted, you'll be released immediately. And the friends or family have any questions in Mr. Smalls' case? Mr. Smalls, do you have
Sorry,
any
that was
questions?
annoying me.
Yes, sir.
Guys are
All
gonna have
right,
to
sir,
learn
I
your
wish you the
small.
best.
It's killing me, Smalls.
The
Killing me.
jumping
We
up and
have-
down is it's just
Very annoying. Now, if we could put ourselves over the top.
The next person that has friends
If
or
only.
family here is Demetrius Johnson.
Demetrius.
Mr. Johnson, good morning. Mr. Johnson, you've been accused of one count of possession of marijuana with intent to sell and one count of possession of drug paraphernalia. That's one felony and one misdemeanor. Mr. Johnson, it's a lower degree crime than the other charges we've seen so far this morning. Marijuana is a lower degree crime than the other substance we've seen. You have an uncle and mother and some friends here, Mr. Johnson, in the courtroom. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to set you a bond in these cases. Your criminal history is not bad. 2014. There was a possession of meth with intent to sell or deliver in 17 in Holmes County. Let's see how that was resolved. I know you didn't go to prison. Did you get probation as a result of that charge?
Yes, sir.
Did you complete the probation?
Yes, sir.
You've never been to prison, correct?
No.
All right. I'm
No,
going to
sir.
set you a bond in these cases. Mr. McDaniel, anything on behalf of Mr. Johnson?
Nothing additional, Your Honor.
Ms. Bremer?
Your Honor, the state
Mr.
request-
McDaniel working hard today.
Mr. Johnson, since you're charged with a third-degree felony, your bond will be $5,000 on the felony, $1,000 on the misdemeanor. Your total bond is $6,000. Your bond has a condition of random urinalysis. Same as the other cases, family and friends. If you go through a bondsman, 10% will be $600. They may do less than that because his history's not that bad. Mr.
like
Johnson,
what is
do
it
you
called?
have any
Willie
questions, sir?
or whatever.
No, sir.
Friends or family. court-
Wooly
Mr.
Willie.
Johnson's case. All right. As soon as that bond's posted, he'll be released. Okay. Thank y'all. Let me see. We've had some people came in after we got started. But before we have one more, Arian Thomas, one more person that has friends or
From
family
the
here.
Brotherhood.
Terrible first name,
Some more came in though. Besides that,
especially for him.
Didn't call that
Your
one right.
Mother and your sister are here. Mr. Thomas, you're accused of one count of sale of a controlled substance, that being methamphetamine. There is probable cause in the complaint, Mr. Thomas. And let me get to your packet. You had very little criminal history, marijuana possession several years ago. I don't see where you've ever been to prison. Is that correct, Mr. Thomas?
Right. Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, let me see what the state and defense's position is. Make sure they don't have any additional information. Ms. Bremer?
Your Honor, the state requests a reasonable bond and no possession or consumption of an illegal substance.
Thank you, Mr.
Oh yeah,
McDaniel.
Paula.
No, I don't have anything additional.
That's awesome.
Mr. Thomas, yours is going to fall in the category of sale with little or no prior history. I said a $25,000 bond on those cases. You're accused of a second-degree felony. $25,000
Sure.
bond means if you go through a bondsman and they charge you 10%, it would cost you $2,500 to get out of jail. If they charge you half that, it'd be $1,250. Your bond does have a condition of random urinalysis as part of your bond. Mr. Thomas's friends or family have any questions? No? Mr. Thomas, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right,
No,
Mr.
sir.
Thomas, I wish you the best. If you're able to post a bond, he'll be released immediately. Okay.
They're just there to show support. I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
they want to
Yeah.
know what his bond's going to be.
All right. And I think like if they do have a bond right then and there, then they can kind of take care of it, get them out, right?
Yeah, it's the
Imagine.
quickest way to get them on out.
Yeah.
Without them having to get on the phone, call somebody. Hey, this is what my bond is. Can you come get me out?
Yeah. Also, I actually think that it kind of looks better.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. It's for appearances as well. You know, like, okay, he's got a family supporting him, though. He'll be more likely to come back, you know, as a guy who's homeless and good chance he might not be back. No ties to the
Well,
community.
I put up 2 of your comments.
What
so
was your comment?
Um,
What was the comment?
Sorry if I missed one out of the 20.
I'm going to go find it and I'm going to answer it.
It was just I'm hanging. I waved. When you first came in and said, "Hey, chat," that was the first one I put up. So I don't. Okay. Anyways, have a good day.
Thank you. We have
Sorry.
someone that came in after we got started on Timothy Myrick. Mr. Myrick has some friends or family here. I've got mother and girlfriend. Is that right, ladies? So, Mr. Myrick, come on up. Your
That's
mother-
another thing that I like. At least they're running through all the ones that have family there, so they're not sitting through this whole thing. That's another.
Yeah.
great thing. I mean, he doesn't have to do that, I'm sure.
And your girlfriend are here. Mr. Myrick, you've been accused of one count of trafficking in methamphetamine,
Uh-oh.
more than 28 grams, and one count of sale of oxy.
Pro tip: he actually ignores every single one of them.
Yes, I'm not looking at them at all. I'll just look at what Creed puts on the screen.
That trafficking is the most serious charge we've got to so far this morning. That's the first degree felony that carries a minimum mandatory in prison.
Hey,
The sale of controlled substance, oxycodone, is a second degree felony. It looks like you got out of prison in 2023, and that prison sentence was for trafficking. Is that right, Mr. Myrick?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Myrick, let me see if the attorneys have any additional information. Mr. McDaniel,
No, I don't have anything additional.
Ms. Bremer.
The state requests a reasonable bond and no possession or consumption without a prescription.
Thank you, Mr. Myrick. Given
Family
that you got out of
reunion.
prison for the same charge, your bond's going to be $75,000 on the trafficking, $35,000 on the sale. Total bond, Mr. Myrick, is $110,000 cash or surety. You can go to a bond. Your bond does have a condition of random urinalysis. If you post a bond, you'll be released immediately. Mr. Myrick, do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Family have any questions of Mr. Myrick's case? No. All right, Mr. Myrick, wish you the best, sir.
$110,000.
We have friends or family that came in on Lamaya Douglas, and my understanding is that she is not there.
That's correct, sir.
Where's she at?
So I got a note this morning that Miss Douglas is very pregnant, as in due within the next week, and she's
Oh.
actually at the hospital. Is that right?
Oh God.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, so we have some friends or family, Miss Douglas's case. You're her. Just be aware, she's at the hospital, and I think she's in labor. So y'all need to head that way.
Did you hear the family? They're like,
Medical
oh,
furlough, and then
yeah, they had no idea. She's got locked up first appearance.
Yeah.
thank you. So Miss
Oh.
Bremer,
Imagine finding out that way.
Miss Douglas is charged with one count of sale of cocaine, one count of sale of alpha PHP,
Oh my
with
God.
the state's position on bond, medical furlough, etc.
The state would request a condition of no possession or consumption without a prescription, or no possession or consumption. I don't have an objection to a medical furlough for her to be able to deal with.
Gary, this was in our first appearance packet this morning. Let Miss Bremer see that. This is just a letter, Mr. McDaniel,
No
from
shit.
the jail nurse that's saying she's verified the pregnancy and the medical situation.
Thank
So,
you.
Corporal, is it your understanding that she is actually in labor, or is it your understanding she's just there for precautionary reasons?
It is my understanding that she's in active labor at the moment.
Oh my God.
What I'm going to consider doing is giving her medical, I don't want the jail to have to sit there for a week or 2 weeks, and I don't want her going to jail, a few hours after she has a child either. What I'm considering doing is some type of medical furlough and requiring her to turn herself into the jail in approximately 2 weeks.
This must have been a big sting, or like Loud. I think it
Had
was
to.
Loud. Loud said maybe like a trap house got it or something. Yeah, it has to be, because it's kind of odd. I mean, we see a lot of drug charges and stuff, but this.
Today's
Yeah.
first time we've heard of this alpha PHP, and every other person is in trouble for it. I mean, I hate to, I hope and pray she was only, I mean, this sounds terrible. I hope and pray she was only selling PHP and cocaine
hope-
and not using it.
I hope so too.
But the family was beyond shocked to hear that she was in labor as she's awaiting her first appearance here in court this morning. I mean, it's wild. Damn.
And sad to begin this baby's life this way also, and for the family to find out that she's in active labor through standing there in court. I think he's doing the right thing, though. Sounds like 2 weeks, and then she can come and turn herself in, and if not, she's going to have a warrant, I guess.
Ms. Bremer, any thoughts from the state on that suggestion?
The state has no objection, Your Honor.
Mr. McDaniel?
No objection to that, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set her a bond.
Welcome to the islands of Florida.
With similar criminal histories and similar charges. Her bond is $25,000 on each count. Her bond is $50,000
Damn.
surety. with a condition of random urinalysis. Corporal, I'm going to ask the jail or authorize the jail to give her a notice to appear on a medical furlough. She needs to be in the county courtroom at first appearance 2 weeks from today, which would be April 3rd, May 3rd. May 3rd, she needs to be here at 8:30 a.m. Corporal, on that notice to appear, please make a notation. If she is not here, then I will issue a warrant, she'll be a no bond warrant because she'll be considered to violate a condition of her bond.
Oh,
She's
damn.
got a $50,000 bond. She's got a medical furlough with a condition that she show up May 3rd to the county courtroom at 8:30.
High bonds on this shit.
Ooh, I got a question.
If there's extenuating medical,
What if the mom is breastfeeding? Is that a reason to let her go on like house arrest or something?
No, I bet it probably could be. There are jails and prisons that have things set up for mothers. So I don't know. It depends on how that goes. $50,000 bond's pretty high.
Cash assurity too, no 10%.
Yeah. So interesting.
circumstances between now and then, I need to know about it. So does Mr. McDaniel and Miss Bremer. Otherwise, what I'm going to do that day is take her into custody. She'll have the right to post bond immediately. Whether she does or not, I have no idea. Does that kind of address y'all's needs out there to get an officer?
Snap.
Off of, I'm assuming the officer's with her right now. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If y'all do that,
She's handcuffed to a guy right now while she's pushing this kid out.
Yeah, at the jail. Anything else in that case, Corporal?
No, sir. That's everything. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so we've still got some individuals in the courtroom.
Good
If you're here
point.
for a case, and specifically, I need to know that so I can call it. Otherwise, I'm just going to go down the list. You're here for a specific case now? Right, but they came back in the courtroom. I know that. Timothy Mike wants $110,000 cash or surety because he just got out of prison for the same thing. Less than
Jesus Christ, dude.
10 months ago. Exact same charge.
10 months ago.
Thank you, ladies. Dana Cherry. Let me see Dana Cherry next in your relationship, ma'am.
Oh, man. Did she have that
Miss
song?
Cherry,
Buffalo Stand? Oh,
Miss Cherry,
never
you're
mind.
here because you're accused of one count of principal in the first degree to burglary with a battery. You're a co-defendant to Miss Wright. Miss Cherry, your mother's in the courtroom. Miss Cherry, like you heard me tell Miss Wright, this is a first degree felony that you're accused of. It's a very serious charge, but it's not your typical burglary with a battery. I'm aware of that. I've also looked at your criminal history, which is probably a little worse than Miss Wright, but it's not horrible. Miss Cherry, let me see if the attorneys have any additional information, ma'am, before I address your bond. Mr. McDaniel, anything?
Your Honor, I don't have anything additional.
Thank you, Ms. Bremer.
Your Honor, the state requests a reasonable bond, no contact with the victim. We would request no contact temporarily with the property.
Ms. Cherry, I'm going to set you the same bond I set your co-defendant, which is $25,000 cash or surety, no contact with the alleged victim, and no contact with the property. Ms. Cherry, if you post a bond, you'll be released immediately. Just stay away from that property. And that I think you kind of got drawn into this because of a friendship. I know that you really don't have. The complaint alleges that you don't have ties to the property. You were there as a friend to Miss Wright. So, Miss Cherry, if you post a bond, just stay away from that property and the alleged victim while this gets all sorted out. Miss Cherry, do you have any questions?
No, sir, I don't. Thank you.
All right, Miss Cherry. Yes, ma'am. Wish you the best.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, Nina.
Ma'am, in the courtroom, do you have any questions? No questions?
What?
All right, so she can go through a bondsman or she can.
She there
put the whole
filming
amount
court?
and, I don't know what they would charge
She
her.
doesn't
but
know how
it-
technology
it'd
works.
probably be around 10%. And that's normally what you see.
Sitting there with her phone.
All right, so Corporal, that's it for the individuals that have friends or family in the courtroom. So let me go back to where we're at on the top of the list of individuals. that have-
I'll explain that members only tonight, Mama Level. We'll go through that a little bit.
Hey, it's part of Florida Friday, so
It is. It's a great time to educate you, Mama Level.
seen yet, and
On
that
the
would be
loose.
Frank Brown Jr. would be next.
Frank Brown Jr. Come on down, Frankie. These are the people that nobody loves.
The good news I have is that these charges occurred or allegedly
believe that.
occurred before your recent possession charge. So they do not
Nah.
violate that bond because they allegedly occurred months before that. Your current charges, Mr. Brown, are 3 counts of sale of a controlled substance, as alpha PHP, 1 count of
Daily, the different discussions that we get into on this channel is just, I love it. It's so random.
Hey, look, people are making claims on other channels to be the best chat on YouTube. I still stick with that. We're the most dangerous chat on YouTube.
I agree.
Come at me if you think I'm wrong.
Most of the discussions that everybody has, including myself with many, should be in a public forum. Should be slightly embarrassing and not things that most of us discuss. And I love it. That's what makes
But
it great.
at the end of the day, we all feel more enlightened and very educated.
And educated. Oh my gosh, Eileen. Hi, Eileen.
Hello, Irene.
sale of crack cocaine within 1,000 feet of a public housing complex. Mr.
Oh,
Brown, there is probable cause for those charges. I've looked at your criminal history and I know that you have prior cell convictions on your record. I'm going to set your bond in these cases, but let me see if the attorneys have any additional information they want to make sure I'm aware of before I do so. Mr. McDaniel,
Your Honor, I don't have anything additional.
Ms. Brimmer.
The state requests a reasonable bond and no possession or consumption of an illegal.
Oh, he's sick.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Mr. Brown, your bond's going to be $35,000 each on the 3 cell charges, $50,000 on the cell within 1,000 feet. When you add those together, Mr. Brown, your total bond from today's cases is $155,000. Let me double check that math. 70, 50, 120, 35, $155,000 cash or surety. Random urinalysis is a condition of the bond. You can go through a bond with Mr. Brown. You do not have to come up with all the money. Mr. Brown, you've got several very serious charges. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir. I don't.
Mr. Brown, I wish you the best, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We have Lisa Perez next.
Come on, Alpha.
Perez, you have a holdout in Bay County.
Nope.
Warrant has no bond on it. Ms. Perez, what that means, ma'am, is you're going to be held for Bay County. You'll go be transported there. Could be today, but also possibly could be next week. When you get to Bay County, you'll go to another first appearance there, and that local judge in Bay County will decide if you're entitled to a bond or not. Right now, you've got no bond, but this type of case, I can't tell if you're going to get a bond or not until you get there. That'll be that judge's call. Any questions?
Okay. No, sir.
Bold and dangerous
All right,
is the
man.
name of our
Have a
chat
good
today.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Kenneth
Perfect
Curry.
timing.
Good to see you.
Curry, good morning, Mr. Curry. You're here because you're in charge of 1 count of sale of alpha PHP. That's a second.
My
Mr.
God!
Curry, Mr. Curry, the criminal history I got this morning, I wasn't aware of this. The criminal history looks like you've been to prison twice for sale. Is that right, Mr. Curry?
Hey, going back for the third. Hey,
I knew of one. I wasn't aware of the other one. Did you just
I
get
think it
out
was
last
one
April?
possession. And, yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna set you the normal bond for someone that's got a prior sale, Mr. Curry. That's $35,000 cash or surety, Mr. Curry. You post that bond, sir, you're gonna be released. It does have a condition of random urinalysis, but you've got the right to post a bond either through a bondsman or not. That's up to you. And you, just like all the other cases today, you'll get to use the phone in the
Crazy.
or to try to post bond. Any questions?
No, sir.
What county are we in? Michael? Thank you, sweet tea. For one, we got a case channel. Do you remember?
Not right offhand.
I wanted to do a little bit of investigative work and see if there was new news about like a big bust, but
You're the best, sir.
Do not offhand.
Eureka.
I know we're close to Bay County.
close to Bay County. That's near Tampa.
Mr. USA, good morning. You're here because you got the same charge as Mr. Curry, sale of alpha PHP. You've got a similar criminal history that you've been to prison before on a sale. It appears. Is that right, Mr. Ursway?
No, I never went to prison for sales. It was a possession of firearm.
Well, it does when you're trying to look up
You
news.
go to prison out of Hillsborough County for sale?
Oh yeah, that was my juvenile. Oh, I forgot. That was my when I was a juvenile, sir.
Okay. So they bumped you up to adult court?
Wow. Steve, comment of the day. Proof of how great you guys are. I love it.
No, I went to juvenile prison for that.
You can't go to Florida Department of Corrections as a juvenile unless they charge you in adult court. And
No,
I
I
did
did
look
went
at
to
the
a juvenile. I went to a juvenile prison.
Juvenile prison.
Adult prison.
You went to an under 25, like a youth camp, youth offender camp, right?
Yes, sir.
I went to camp.
It
was great.
Bond at $35,000, the same bond as Mr. Curry. Your criminal history is similar. It's cash or surety, sir. You can come up with all the money if you wish, if you can, or you can go through a bondsman. Your bond does have a condition of random urinalysis, just like all the cases today. You will get to use the phone in a few minutes, sir, to try to post the bond. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, sir. I wish you the best. Okay, let's see. I've got Mr. Lovett. We've already seen, correct?
Not yet.
I haven't seen Mr. Lovett. Okay, Mr. Lovett. Mr. Lovett, good morning, sir. You're here for 3 charges of sale of a controlled substance. It was, in your case, you're accused of selling crack cocaine. 3 different charges, Mr. Lovett. Your criminal history was really good. In fact, I don't know that you have any criminal history. Have you ever been charged with a crime before this?
No, sir.
I think you're the first person I've seen today with no criminal history.
Slippery.
So let me get a little more information from you. You got no criminal history. How old are you?
30.
Are you employed?
No, sir. I'm disabled.
Do you receive a disability income?
Yes, sir.
Love it or leave it, baby.
As far as disabled, and you receive an income from the federal government?
Yes, sir.
Mayor, thank you. One Do We Got a Case channel. Lisa B, thank you. One Do We Got a Case channel.
Making it rain.
And Michael with a $5. Thank you all.
On Mr. Lovett's case.
Your Honor, the state requests a reasonable bond and no possession or consumption of an illegal substance.
Mr. McDaniel.
I don't have anything additional, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Lovett, your criminal history does mean something. That's something I do consider. I'm going to set your bond at $20,000 each in each of these 3 charges, sir. Your total bond is $60,000. It's cash or surety. You can come up with all of it if you wish and can, or you can go through a bondsman. Your bond does have a condition of random urinalysis. You're accused of second-degree felonies, and I know you don't have any experience with the criminal system. Just so you understand, typically, not always, but typically, the state's offer in these cases is a prison sentence, even for a first offender, of 95% of the time. There's always could be an exception based upon various issues, but just be aware that if you do post bond, you're going to be out until the case is resolved, whenever that may be. You have the right to post that bond. Mr. Thomas, Mr. Lovett, any questions?
How much would it be after 10% to get out?
Let's say they charge you 10%. If they charge you 10% because you have 3 cases, 10% would be $6,000. If they charge you 5%, that'd be $3,000.
Yes, sir.
Right, sir. Wish you the best.
Either way, I hope you've got a lot saved up.
I don't know if it's Ledger or Ledger.
Whoa, easy, Judge.
Careful, Judge.
Legier.
Holy
All right, I was wrong twice.
shit.
Mr. Legier, good morning.
Pleasure, boy. Thank you.
Count of
Sleepers for the week.
battery, Mr. Legier, there is probable cause in the complaint. And Mr. Legier, I looked at your criminal history. You have multiple prior charges, most recently within the last 6 or 8 years in Alabama, according to this criminal history. Mr. Legier, let me see if the attorneys have additional information before I address your bond status. Mr. McDaniel?
Your Honor, we don't have anything additional. I guess Mr. Ledger does have a place to live with family members in Dothan, and he can.
He's Stuffy Creed. Come on, give him a break.
Ms. Bremer?
Your Honor, the state requests a reasonable
What'd that
bond
kill
and
the
no
compression?
protection of the victim and no alcohol.
Gracious, come back.
Yeah, sorry, I probably did kill it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It killed it for sure.
it'll come back. Don't worry. It's back.
Was there allegedly alcohol involved?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Legier, your criminal history is not good enough for me to consider a conditional release, but it's not bad enough for me to increase the bond from my normal bond for this charge. Your bond's going to be $2,500 cash or surety with a condition of no contact with the alleged victim and a condition of no alcohol. You can't possess or consume alcohol as a condition of your bond. Ms. Legier, you certainly can live in Alabama or anywhere you wish, as long as it's not with the alleged victim in that residence on a temporary basis. You'll get to use the phone in a few minutes, sir. If you post a bond, you're going to be released. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, sir. Wish you the best.
Who, John Swisher?
McInerney.
John,
here was only
is there a John Swisher in the chat, please?
Trying to add him and see if he shows up, guys.
Good morning.
I don't want to continue today without John around.
First appearance, you're accused of one count of possession of controlled substance without a prescription, one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, and one count of driving with a license that's suspended or revoked. I've read the complaint in your case. There is probable cause. I've also looked at your criminal history, which shows several prior charges as recently as 3 years ago. So I'm going to set you a bond in these cases, but let me see if the attorneys have any additional information they want to make sure I'm aware of. Mr. McDaniel, anything?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Ms. Bremer?
Your Honor, the state requests a reasonable bond, no possession or consumption without a prescription, and that he not be permitted to drive without a driver's license.
Mr. McInerney, the
Agreed.
What's worth, meth or the new Betty?
That are you talking about the PHP from earlier, or are you talking about
fentanyl?
Oh, that's the worst, fentanyl. I mean, as far as killing people,
it's
dropping them dead.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It definitely seems that way.
controlled substance, a third-degree felony, that's going to have a $5,000 bond. The drug paraphernalia and the driving license suspended or misdemeanors, they'll have a $2,500 bond each. Your total bond is $10,000 cash or surety with random urinalysis as a condition of your bond, and also a condition not to drive a motor vehicle unless you have a valid license. Mr. McInerney, you will get to use the phone in a few minutes, sir, and post the bond if you can. And if you do, you'll be released immediately. Do you have any questions?
Can I do anything about the stipulations on the driving, because my mom's got cancer and I'm trying to take her back and forth to her doctor.
I don't mean to laugh about cancer, but
no, it's just a really dumb question. Can I get a break on that driving shit, because my mom's sick. She ain't feeling well.
Carefully to what I said. I said no driving without a license. So absolutely not. I can't give you authority to drive without a license, even if I wanted to.
Yeah, why did she say it that way?
He wanted them to say, yeah, you can go see your mom with no license. Tell them, here's a note.
Just
Give
because
it to
she's
the cop. It's a terrible, awful cancer.
Of course. Yeah, no.
But I mean, that's a really dumb question to ask.
Cobalt Tools, thank you for the $5. This interruption brought to you by Cobalt Tools.
Don't, but I haven't said you can't drive. I've said you can't drive unless you get your license straightened out, which is the law. The judge can't change that. So if you can't get your license straightened out, then no, you can't drive. Period. That's
right.
So if you get your license straightened out, you drive all you want. But until then, you can't drive. Any other questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, sir. Wish you the best. Corporal, that's everything I had on my list. Anything else this morning?
No, sir, that's everything.
Ms. Bremer, anything else from the state?
The only thing I wasn't sure on Kon Smalls, if you had a condition of random urinalysis.
Yeah, I intended to have that on every case. I'm not sure if I did or not. If I didn't, please make Mr. Smalls aware that there's a condition of random urinalysis on every drug offense case. If
every person arrested today gets that.
Corporal, that definitely needs to be part of it. Please make Mr. Smalls aware of that.
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Ms. Bremer?
Oh, that's it. Jay, thank you, by the way. A little bit of a backstory here, thanks to Jay. We're probably going to have to watch it because it is one of these terrible news sites. But if you guys want to shop at Instant Sun by any chance, we can.
No.
To my left, State Attorney for the 14th Judicial Circuit, Mr. Larry Bastard. To my right,
Larry Bastard.
Agent in charge of
Yes.
DA George Kissel. To my left, and Florida Highway Patrol Lieutenant Ben Weaver. Today, we're here to discuss the identification and arrest of members of the Bail Drug Trafficking Organization. In early 2023, an investigation began with the
It's low.
Sheriff's Office Narcotics Unit, alongside special agents and task force officers with the Drug Enforcement Administration, Panama City, DEA. Began investigation targeting drug trafficking organization that was led by Michael Tremaine Bell.
Michael, you said it right.
Investigation identified command and control structure of the organization and its control in the distribution of narcotics, multiple kilograms of crystal methamphetamine, cocaine, crack cocaine, Molly.
Okay, Molly.
All right. What about Molly?
Dramatic pause on the Molly.
Well, I guess so.
By the way, why would we put up a background if we're not going to frame it right?
It's just completely stopped. Anyways, well, we can look at the
How much? There's old Michael.
Michael.
How much did he? How much money did we find there? Enough to bail everybody out that just got arrested for it.
Can you imagine?
So this is a whole basically like syndicate. This guy's running. He's the crime boss. Michael.
So that would make sense why we did see a difference in bail. Went down all the way to
Everybody was all popped all at once.
Yeah. There's yeah, see, man, I think it was Jay, right? Do we gotta thank Jay for this? That was pretty cool. Find that. So we figured it out. Remember Lovett, we just had
Yeah.
Not a lot of news about it because it's all probably in that video that just
What was all that money? I saw like a bunch of money and stuff on it. You got a counting machine right there. We gonna count it in front of everybody?
Oh yeah, there is.
Look at all this money, boy.
So if you suffer from drug addiction,
Well, anyways.
all you gotta do
All right, that's interesting. So
If
wow.
you struggle from drug addiction, all you gotta do is pick up the phone and give us a call.
Hey, good for them. That's a hell of a bust. And the trafficking part obviously is some people are gonna spend some time there.
That's big time. Gotta watch out for that. Got a lot of drugs off the street. Bad drugs. Really, really bad drugs.
All right, guys. Don't forget, being Florida Friday, we got a chase premiere coming up, I would imagine, too.
Yeah, everybody's going to be redirected. If you're over on We Got a Case, you're redirected to one that's going to start at 2 p.m., 15 minutes from now. And if you're ever watching over here on Credence and Mikey on the YouTubes, you'll be redirected to the one that starts at 3 p.m., about an hour and 15 minutes from now. Either way, make sure you hit notify so you don't miss anything. Judge Simpson will be tearing it up over on Credence and Mikey, while Judge Boyd will be dropping justice on We Got a
Chase.
Kitchen Court Chat.
Oh, no.
Case.
That's right. Case. Yeah.
We
They
got
all
a
kind of
case.
sound the same. WGAC. Then it's either of them. It doesn't matter. Then don't forget members only at 5:30. We'll probably maybe watch some karaoke, check out what's going on at the local bar scenes in Florida, and round 2 of Coleslaw Wrestling. It was from Bike Week in Daytona this year. So I look forward to that. It's been like
More
4 weeks.
Yeah, more soft swinging talk as well as we discussed the loofah, your friend and mine.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. Maybe some slots. You never know. Nah, probably not. I think there's racing today. No, it's tomorrow. I don't know. The Not a Creed Frame Express. Tiny Piggy, thank you. Gary, sweet tea with some gifts. Mayor, of course, thank you. Lisa B, Michael Dunlap, boy, Fletcher, boy, who needs some sleep. And Cobalt Tools, thank you. And don't forget about Bold and Mother Effing Dangerous. 51
or bald, your choice.
Oh, bald. I can't read. It's Friday. I'm drunk. Been doing a lot of alpha PHP lately.
Yeah. We all know that. And don't forget, tomorrow night, don't get too drunk because we want you to join us for Slap Fight Championships 420, kicking off at an earlier time. Luckily, Creed, 8 p.m. Eastern, live from Oklahoma City this time around.
OKC.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Don't forget to like if you haven't done so already. We'd love for you to become a member. Join, please, and thank you. Hey, I saw Trisha. We were both following a chase that I'm looking forward to seeing the dash cam from. They didn't get any good chopper stuff, but it seems like it was a pretty good chase. Yeah. All right, guys. Stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned. We'll see you for the next one. PHP Alpha Beta.
douche.
Let's go just slap.